Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this. I am the Chall, and today, Chall Chats, England 2, Slovakia 1 at extra time. Overall, an average performance. Do not let the win mask what has been an average showing by England against a decent Slovakia team that ran out of energy. In the end, England did the job. They got the goals needed to get through, but my word, did not deserve it. Before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the case for your next YouTube video. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views. Let's get there as soon as possible, please. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into this review, starting with the official starting lineups. So England came out with the 4-2-3-1, Jordan Pickford in goal, a back four of Kyle Walker, John Stones, Mark Guay and Kieran Trippier from right to left. A midfield of Kobbie Mainoo and Declan Rice, Mainoo stepping in. Foden, Saka, either side of Bellingham, and Harry Kane up front. For Slovakia, a 4-3-3 with Martin Dubravka in goal, a back four from right to left of Peter Pekarik, Denis Vavro, Milan Skriniar, and David Hanko. A defensive midfield of Stanislav Lobotko with Andrzej Duda on the right and Gerard Kuka on the left in front of him. On the right wing and left wing, respectively, Ivan Škrance and Lucas Haraslin. And up front is David Strelec. So we're going to kick off, first of all, then, with Slovakia. I'm going to give Slovakia their praise first before speaking about England. So we're going to talk with Slovakia. They were pretty good. I thought overall they were good. They pressed in numbers. They did it on the front foot. They were on it. They made some good moves. They were fouling a lot. I think the referee got the yellow cards out a lot during that game. But Slovakia overall, for me, I felt they were solid. I felt like they had a purpose about them. They were looking to go on the front foot. They were pressing in numbers like what we predicted they were going to do. England sat deeper. They just let them have the ball. And we didn't even dare approach them. We let them put the long balls in. We let them create cross in the box. We let them create opportunities. And Slovakia, for me, were the better team. There's no getting away from it. Slovakia were the better team. And I'll talk about England in a minute. But Slovakia, for me, were the better team. And the reason why they were the better team is because simply they wanted it more. Obviously, going into extra time, you could tell England had a bit more passion about them in the extra time. But for me, Slovakia had the edge. For me, Slovakia were the better team. I think extra time, England. The only reason why, and can I just say by the way, the only reason why England won in added time, in extra time, is because Kane got on the end of a Tony flick from an Eze mistimed shot, and Bellingham pulled out an absolute wonderful bicycle kick, a one-off bicycle kick, out of nowhere from a ball in the box. That's the only chances, really, England had in that game. The two goals we actually scored. And yeah, the rule of thumb is sometimes you need those two chances to, sometimes you need only two chances to make something happen. But at the end of the day, Slovakia were the better footballing side. They just ran out of energy in extra time, and the substitutes didn't really do anything for them. So Slovakia, although they got defeated today, they can go out of that game with their head held high. Slovakia, for me, were the better footballing side, and I hold no grudges about saying that. I do feel like Slovakia were the better footballing side today. Now then, England. England. The team that always gets your heart rate going, the team that always gets your pulses flowing, and the team that always gets you questioning why the hell you love the sport and why the hell you hate the sport sometimes. Gareth Southgate is a lucky man. Can we say that first of all? May not be lucky for much longer. The Swiss are coming. But Southgate is a lucky man. And the reason why I say it's luck, simple. Purely simple. They were average. England were an average performing team. They were the least threatening football side, or one of the least threatening football sides in this year's Euros. Overall, not just group stages, but overall across all the groups. England are down at the bottom for me in terms of the amount of threat that they have. Starts with the lineup. Foden out on the left again. Bellingham in the 10 again. Saka on the right again. Had a few good moments, but overall, genuinely, he had a few good moments here and there. But Saka overall didn't demonstrate 100% for the full 120, whatever it is. Kane up front, apart from the goal he had in extra time, he had to drop into every single position to make up for the fact there was no threat or no chance creation. And he was pretty much, as a striker, doing a graveyard shift. Mark Guehi for the Slovakia goal. Lack of pace at the back, failed to cover at the back, and we let a goal go in. One pocket, I said it in the half-time review on Twitter, or X, whatever you call it now. One pocket of space, and Ivan Scrantz will pick up that pocket of space. And the lack of pace by Guehi, who's been the best defender for us at this tournament, and probably one of the best players for England at this tournament so far, lack of pace, covers in behind, lack of time to react. Walker has to get his man. There's a massive gap in the middle. They don't need it. They find that pocket of space regardless. In it goes, Pat Pickford, 1-0 Slovakia. And that's how it stayed until the 94th minute. First of all, Southgate, subs. I'm pretty sure he knows what substitutes are. I question where the subs were and why weren't they sooner. Here's my theory and here's my answer. Southgate was taking it to extra time. Southgate was keeping those subs until extra time. People can call it a tactical masterclass. I call it a massive, massive gamble that only just paid off. There's a pure balance in football between a tactical masterclass and a gamble, and that was a gamble. It was a gamble that paid off in the end, result-wise, but it was too risky. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see subs being brought on late. And, again, go back to subs. Second half, start of the second half when the whistle kicked off. No subs after that shower of you-know-what in the first half. No substitutions for the start of the second half. What the hell is Southgate doing? That's the thought of the majority of England fans who question the manager. What the hell is he doing? One beautiful bicycle kick from Bellingham. Foden had a great worked goal, but it was offside, and rightly so. Foden should have been, in my opinion, I know he was out of position, and that's partly on the manager, but I put Foden responsible for the awareness in terms of knowing when you're offside and when to beat the trap. You, as a player, as an attacking player, should be aware in your positional awareness on the pitch, the offside trap. You should spot an offside trap behind you, in front of you, at the side of you. And he didn't. And he strayed offside, and that could have wrapped it up in 90 minutes, preferably. The flick on from Tony into Kane made it 2-1 in extra time, and England got out of jail. There's no easy way of saying it. England got out of jail, but they will have nowhere to hide against Switzerland. I know that for a fact. I know England will have nowhere to hide against Switzerland, and that comes on to what comes next. But England overall, for me, got out of jail. They got the win. They got the goals they needed to get, but it was too little too late, and I think it masks over the worries and the concerns that I have for England for the remainder of this tournament. And the reason, anyone calling England the favourites of this tournament, in my personal opinion, with all due respect, are lying to themselves, or it's made up. Because England right now are not the favourites. Spain and Germany, they're the favourites of the tournament. England, in my opinion, are not the favourites. So what comes next for both teams? Well, England have a quarter-final with Switzerland. We all know which way that's going. Switzerland are a front foot pressing team. They press 10 times as much as Slovakia. And if England can struggle with Slovakia in extra time, just getting over the line in extra time against Slovakia's press, Switzerland is like 10 times the Slovakia press. We saw in that game, in their round of 16 match against Italy, how much Italy sat deep and how much Switzerland just ran them ragged all over the pitch for the full 90 minutes. Switzerland could tear this England team apart if they do not pull their finger out of their backside and go for it. England need to go for it. They need to look at the substitutions they made that did make an impact. I thought Cole Palmer was great. I thought that Eze did well. I thought Tony did well. So use all three of them players. And you know what? DT tweeted me on Twitter about, 30-odd game for Foden, not seeing him have a great game for the tournament, and not seeing him have a great game for England, etc. I get what he's saying on Twitter. I do get what he's saying. But the reason why is because he's being played out of position in a different system. He's not a left winger in a Southgate system. He is a number 10. So for this next game, the best way you can set up for this next game against Switzerland is Kane or Tony up front. He's probably going to go with Kane because he's the captain. So Kane up front, Foden in the 10, Palmer on the right, Saka on the left, Rice and Bellingham together, or Mainu and Bellingham together. I don't care if Bellingham doesn't like it. I don't care if anyone else doesn't like it. Rice or Mainu alongside Bellingham as the midfield pair adds balance. And that's the main thing that's killed us in the midfield, balance. And that improves our chances in that game, in my personal opinion. From a Slovakia perspective, keep your heads up. You did well. On to the next tournament. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much. There's a review tonight from Spain, Georgia. Stay tuned for that one. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. That's full time. Mean that bash to you. Southgate, please improve. We know you can do better.